My experience is that it helps in the relations between a physician and the patient.
Yes, sometimes it is argued that when you have a no-fault compensation rule, that then the attention that doctors spend to the quality and to the safety of the process is being decreasing. However, there is absolutely no sign in this world that when you have a no-fault compensation, the safety or the quality of treatment is compromised. I would say just the opposite. It is in healthcare systems which are of very high quality, where you have no fault compensations regulations, and there is now ample experience over a long time that this does not harm the safety of patients. Just the opposite, what you can say is the cooperation of physicians, of health professionals, becomes much higher, and that helps to avoid complications and mistakes in the future. So the no-fault compensation, I would say, is actually a good instrument to improve patient safety, to avoid mistakes, and to improve quality.
In the blame rules, known as tort law, where you take people to court, it is more difficult to take the doctors to court, but it is usually fairer on the doctor because there is proper legal procedure and protection both of the patient, but the problem is it takes longer. On the other hand, the no fault, it is much shorter, the doctor does not get blamed, and the patient gets compensated, usually much less than in the tort system. The disadvantage of the no fault, it will generate a very larger number of complaints, and this has been the experience in some countries where it was introduced.
Quality and safety in medicine and in healthcare provision is of course very important, because that also goes back to the most important aspect. It's the physician, the patient-physician relationship and the trust between patient and physician. So it is important for the healthcare professionals, for the physicians, to learn from mistakes or also critical incidents. And for that we have introduced a system that might be very helpful, and we actually look there at other professions as well, how they do it. For example, the pilots in the airline industry, that does a tremendous job in improving safety and security in the airline system. So if we look what could physicians learn, and we have now quite some experience with that, if we offer a platform where physicians, but also other healthcare professionals can report mistakes or situations which were very difficult, in a way that it is very safe or even anonymous, and then these cases can be studied, can be analyzed and discussed by their peers, by other healthcare professionals, in order to avoid that they happen again. That's a very good way to rule out that same mistakes happen over and over again, and other healthcare professionals, other physicians can learn from those critical incidents. We call it the critical incidents reporting systems, and the chambers are actually very effective in offering this on their platforms, on their websites. So many state chambers of physicians in Germany participate in this system.
I am very much pro no-fault rule, and actually my experience is that it helps in the relations between a physician and the patient, and I'm sure that in those countries where there is no-fault rule, it doesn't help. It helps for attorneys, it helps for lawyers, but it doesn't help for the physicians, because in practice in Israel for many years now, for the last maybe 10 years, even lawyers don't try to put the name of a physician into this judicial process, because they know that physicians can only explain that it was done purposely, not purposely, but we are sure that physicians are not going to work to make any damage, and all these mistakes that can be in every profession and also in medicine, if there is no fault, it's much easier for a patient to get some money or not to go to the court. So this, without no-fault system, it helps to lawyers, it doesn't help any patient, it doesn't help to the level of the medicine.